Hey guys, it's Blair. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I thought I would do a story about my childhood that not many people know about me. And it's a disturbing story, but I wanted to open up to every girl out there and tell them that they could get through this at any age. It's hard, but you could get through it. So don't let it define who you are. So, at the age of 4 to 6 is when everything happened. I was sexually abused and assaulted by my brother multiple times. And it happened at my dad's house. And when you're that young, you really honestly don't know what right from wrong with that stuff. Like, that's not something that a 5-year-old or a 4-year-old or a 6-year-old would know is okay. Like, at that time, I was like, I didn't know anything. I really didn't. I didn't know that I was doing wrong. I didn't know that he was doing wrong or anything like that. And who is going to be a hard story to tell? And it really has messed with me ever since I was little, and it still messes with me to this day. And like, I remember a lot of the details. I remember a lot of the stuff because it's not something that you just forget. Like, I know I was 4 when it first started happening, and I know it happened for 2 years. And like, yeah, there's some pieces that I probably forgot. Like, I don't remember everything that happened, but there's pieces that I do remember. Like, this is really gross. This is why I'm marking 18 and older, or viewer discretion advised. Like, there was a time I was at my dad's house, and this was when he was married to his ex-wife, Laura. And, my brother and me went to, and like, we lived right behind the school, and we went to the playground, and let me remind you, he is 10 years older than me. We went to the playground, and they have a tire pit. And I remember that, like, I don't know if it was the first time or not. Like I said, I don't remember a lot. But then again, I remember bits and pieces about what happened. And he took me into the tire pit. And there was wood chips on the ground and all that. And I remember him pulling out his privates and making me put it in my mouth and all that stuff. And then he pulled down my pants and stuck a piece of a wood chip up in my woman area. And that is like the most disturbing part that I still remember to this day. That's something that I won't forget at all. It's something that I don't think anybody would forget. And I'm not saying this only happens to women. It happens to men too. Men get sexually assaulted too. It's not just us women. It happens to everybody. And like, this is my opinion, excuse my language, the most fucked up part about it is that it's my brother, who's 10 years older than me, doing this to his 4-year-old little sister. And I remember a couple times, like, me and him had to share the bed at my dad's house, because my sister Amanda, she had the top bunk and I had the bottom bunk, and I had the queen size bed. And Jamie always, she wouldn't come or she would, and she would be upstairs in a bed with Jenny and my sister and me, and got the basement. And Jeremy ended up having to sleep with me. And there was multiple times that I remember him touching me while I was trying to go to sleep and all this stuff. And he would always tell me, it's okay, everybody does this. So I at the age I was at, I was thinking, okay, like, you wouldn't think different. When it's your brother, you wouldn't think any different. And that happened multiple times. And then I know it happened once at his mother's house, and I have no idea why I was at his mother's house, because he's my half brother, we have a different mom, but we have the same dad. And I don't know why I was at his mom's house. Me and my sister, I don't know even know if my sister was there. My sister Amanda was there. But I know Jamie was there. And she was up. I was downstairs in the play area, and Jeremy was down there in his bedroom. And I remember him calling me into his room. And this is the last time that I could remember that it happened. Like I said, I don't really remember a whole lot, but he called me into his bedroom, and again he put it in my mouth, and like he pulled down my pants and did some stuff to me. And then when I left the room, I remember him coming out and wiggling his little pee-pee at me. And then I think that was and then I remember going upstairs freaking out, and I told his mom what happened. I remember that. I told her what happened, and she had me stay upstairs. And me and my sister Jamie and her husband JR was there. And not my sister's husband, but my sister's stepdad, JR, was there. And we watched Spice World and Austin Powers, and I did his hair. JR's hair. JR let me do his hair until I got picked up and all that. And then I don't ever remember telling my mom. Like I said, there's stuff that I don't remember, but there's a lot that I do. But my mom told me that me and my sister are only like 3 years apart. So we took a bath together all the time. Like that's normal. Like that's completely normal, I feel like. And I guess my sister accidentally kicked me down there, and I said, "Ow, that hurt." And it was red, and my sister asked me what happened. And I guess I told her what happened. And she went and got my mom and made me tell my mom. And like I said, I don't remember everything, but I remember quite a bit. I remember after that, I remember that I had to go to the doctor, and this doctor scared me really bad. And it was just a big room, and it was black, it was dark, and I had a light shining on me down there. And there was 2 nurses holding me down, and my mom was up by my head, and there was 2 nurses holding me down while the doctor did her examination. And I was screaming and crying. I remember that. And then she said if I did a good job, she'd give me a stuffed animal, which I still to this day have that stuffed animal as like something that it's sentimental to me. Like, I know that sounds weird, but that was a big part of my life with what happened, and that was a positive outcome out of what happened. Like, I know that sounds really weird, but it's something that I've kept, and I will not get rid of it. And I remember when we went to court multiple times. We went to court, and I remember seeing my brother walk out of the courthouse, or in the courthouse with handcuffs. And I know his family hates me now. My sister doesn't like me anymore. Not my sister Amanda, my sister Jamie, because that's her blood brother. That's my dad has 2 kids with their mom, Jamie and Jeremy, and she doesn't believe me. And I remember her showing us that she got her belly button pierced too. I remember her showing us that. And I don't remember this, but this is what my grandma told me. The judge had me sit on my grandma's lap, and the judge would ask me a question, or whoever it was would ask me a question, and I would look at my grandma and tell my grandma the answers to those questions, like, because it scared me, and I didn't want to talk to him. And my mom, it was too hard for my mom to do, so I had to sit on my grandma's lap, and tell her everything that happened and all that. And like, it went on for a while, but he didn't get sent away because the gynecologist that did it, we went to court, like I said, about 4 or 5 times, and she never showed up. And then there was DNA proof that he did it. I was torn. There's proof of that. And she never showed up. Her name was Dr. Medora, I think. And she never showed up. And the shitty thing is my dad did not stand. He does not believe me. He still doesn't believe me. Like, my whole dad's side of the family, they don't believe me. Like, I guess when my mom told my dad, he's like, I'm gonna kill him. And all this stuff. And he didn't stand by my side in court or nothing. He stood by Jeremy's side, which really fucked with me. Like, it still fucks with me. Like, I didn't know that until I got older, but it fucks with somebody. Like, your own father stands by the side of the son that supposedly sexually assaulted and abused your daughter that was only 4 years old. Like, come on. Why would a 4-year-old know that stuff? Why would she make that up? And it's been really hard. It's hard. It's very hard. Because it's like, when your whole family on your dad's side hates you because of something that happened to you and you couldn't control it, and they say it's your fault that the family can't be together, because since she would never show up, the judge was getting scared that I was going to start forgetting stuff. And it happened in the state of Illinois and in the state of Missouri, because my dad lived in the state of Missouri, and my mom lived in the state of Illinois. And his mom lived in the state of Illinois, so it happened in Illinois and in Missouri. And my mom just tried to get it in the state of Illinois. And so the judge in the state of Illinois did it that he was not allowed to be around me until I was 18. And, like, I was not allowed to have any contact with him or anything. He wasn't allowed to contact me. And then they told my mom that she should try the state of Missouri, and my mom said she didn't want to put me through all that again. Which, see, there's a lot that I don't remember. But she said she didn't want to put me back through that, because I would have had to go to a doctor down here, get the proof again, all this stuff, and then go through the court systems all over again. And my mom didn't want to put me through that. Like, and I don't blame her, but then again, I'm like, if I was her, I would have pushed it so that way he would have gotten locked up. Because I hate to say that about my brother, but in nobody's right mind should do that to their siblings. Especially somebody as young as I was, and him being 10 years older than me, knowing that, yeah, you're going through puberty, but don't do it to your sister, especially your baby sister. And like, throughout my childhood, I got bashed at all the Christmas events, everything that my brother Jeremy couldn't come to when I was there, because I tore apart the family. And my dad, to this day, swears up and down that I made everything up, that my mom put it in my head that he did this. I remember bits and pieces. Yeah, that may have been 20 years ago, but I still remember bits and pieces of it. Like, it's not something that you're ever gonna forget. That makes me who I am. It's a part of my life. Like, that was a big thing that happened to me. I'm just not gonna up and forget about it. Like, and honestly, I let it define who I was for the longest time. Like, I used to be a pretty little girl, and I was so depressed because my dad didn't love me no more. Like, yeah, he saw me. I went to his house, but he never wanted to spend time with me. He still does. I feel like he doesn't love me still. Like, I do everything to get my dad to be proud of me and to love me and want to be a part of my life. Like, it's like I want his approval. I want him to love me so bad that, like, I'm, like, yeah, I had a kid at the age of 18. I fucked up. Like, he had his first kid at the age of 18, too. Like, I guess I'm following in his footsteps with that shit. And he just doesn't see me as a child to love. He sees me as a fuck up. Excuse my language, but that's what I feel. Like, he only talks to one of his daughters, one of his kids, and that's Jamie. And the only reason he talks to her is because she's fucking made it out here in this world. She went into the military, she got married, had a child, got divorced, stayed stable on her feet, has moved all over America with her job, and is stable and married again, has another kid, and doesn't have to ask him for money. Like, I hate asking him for money. The only time I do is when I'm in a dire need of it, if it involves my child. And he doesn't talk to me. Like, he doesn't fucking talk to me. Like, I have not seen my dad in 2 years. And it fucks with you. I'm sure, like, it would fuck with a lot of people. But, like, I'm not gonna let it define who I am. Like I said, I let it define me when I was little. I stopped taking care of myself. I didn't shower. I didn't brush my hair. I didn't brush my teeth. I let go of myself. I got made fun of. I was the dorky little girl that didn't take care of herself and wore glasses. Like, I was made fun of really bad, and I was suicidal. Like, all through elementary school, I was made fun of. I hated it. I hated being made fun of. It's not fair. It's not funny. It's cruel. There's so many kids that kill themselves for being made fun of because people pick on them and they're bullies and they don't give a shit about anybody besides getting a laugh out of a few other students. And it's stupid as... I'm not going to say that word again. Stupid as hell. How somebody could make fun of somebody else when they don't know they don't know nothing about their life. They don't know what happened to them. They don't know their background. Like, it's not fair. Just don't make fun of people. I hated it. And then junior high was my fresh start. New kids, everything. I made friends. Everything changed. And, like, honestly, I was a pushover for a long time because I didn't have friends in elementary school. I was a pushover. I would do anything to make friends. I would let them use me for money. I would let them use me for a car and all that. And then, once I got out of high school, I met my ex-fiance, Kyle. He left me for the... We had a weird relationship, and he left me for my best friend, and now they're together. And I rekindled things with my best friend at the time, her name is Claudia. And we're not friends anymore, but I still love her to death. We all got our issues. And I want to thank her as much as I can for making me the woman that I am. Like, I don't let people walk all over me anymore. I don't let people treat me like shit. Fuck no. I don't let none of that happen. I'm very protective over myself. And then when I met my boyfriend that I'm with now, he just makes me feel so good about myself. He's always calling me beautiful. He's always there for me when I need to talk to him. I can't thank him enough. Like, girls, I know this happens every day to millions of people. But we are all beautiful. We don't deserve this. Nobody does. Guys, even if it happens to you, we're all beautiful. Or men, you're all handsome. You're, like, don't let somebody that sexually assaulted you or abused you change who you are. Don't let it make you feel like you're not worth anything. You are worth the world. Everybody is. Don't let it make you go down on a downhill spiral where you want to kill yourself. It's not worth it. There's so many people in this world that will love you. I know that's the long, drawn out story, but I just wanted to give you guys my sexual assault story to hopefully help somebody that is in the, like, that's gone through what I've gone through, or girls that are going through what I'm going through. If anybody needs any advice or has any questions that I did not answer in this video, message me. I will put my Instagram up. I'll put my Facebook page up and everything. Like, don't be scared to contact me if you guys have questions on what's the best way to approach this or any of that. Like, I've learned to cope. I've had to be strong for my daughter.